Welcome to the Nimble 2.0 basic training video. In this video, we will do a basic review of all of Nimble 2.0's admin capabilities. Please refer back to our videos page for more tutorials on using individual widgets and modules within Nimble 2.0. Let's get started. While each Nimble website is unique in its design, you've probably noticed that most websites have the same basic layout. At the top of the page, your logo and navigation will be some of the first things seen. Next, there is typically a large space for text and images, and then at the bottom of your website, a footer. This familiarity helps users who visit your website navigate more easily. Unless you have requested that it be removed, there is typically an admin link in the bottom right-hand corner of your website. It will read admin in all capital letters, and to access the administrative side of the website, or the back end as we refer to it, simply click on this link. If you have had this link removed, you can also get to admin by going to your website's URL/admin. Once you sign into the website, you'll be taken immediately to the administrator dashboard. If you have any suggestions for information that you might like to see on this page, you can let us know by sending an email to web1@networkts.com. You may notice these colorful blocks at the top of the page. These will show you the most recently edited modules for each category over the last 7 days. In the box just underneath that on the left, it will show you the most recently updated content items. This will be extremely helpful if you have several content items that you update frequently, and you can find them very easily as soon as you log in. Let's take a look at the website settings. The settings page is where you can update things like your logos, demographics, and social media. For logos, the first box is for your main logo, which is what appears when you visit the website. Your mini logo is what appears if you have a sticky navigation, which the Nimble CMS website does not currently. A sticky navigation means that as you scroll, the navigation sticks to the top of your browser. This will display your mini logo if you do have a sticky nav. The mini logo is also displayed on the mobile version of your website, so it's important to include a mini logo. The mini logo can be the same file as your main logo, but some clients might have a logo that looks good on a larger scale, and then once it gets smaller, it's harder to read some of the text, and they might have a simplified version of their logo. Under demographics, you can update information about your company, including address, phone number, and email address. For social media, as you copy and paste links to your social media pages, these icons will automatically occupy on the front end of your website. Likewise, if you remove any links and save settings, these icons will automatically disappear from the front end of your website. Once you have access to admin on your website, you'll see a Google Analytics code that has been put into place. This code should never be altered, removed, or shared. This code is what allows you to view accurate visitation information about your website. If it's altered or removed, you won't be able to view accurate information or information at all regarding your website. For form security, we use a service called Google reCAPTCHA. These keys, both a public and a secret key, will be in place once your website goes live and again should not be altered or removed. This security is the box that says "I am not a robot" that appears underneath the forms on your website. You can toggle this option on and off for each form, but we highly recommend using reCAPTCHA for all forms so that you don't receive a lot of spam. And at the very bottom of the settings page, you'll notice a payments section. And as it says on the page, accepting payments could not be easier. We use a third-party processor called Stripe. If you'd like more information about Stripe and how it works, please don't hesitate to contact us, or you can refer to our Stripe video. After you've made any changes on the settings page that you want to keep, make sure to click one of the Save Settings buttons. Under Page Management, if we click on Pages, a pop-out will appear from the right-hand side of the browser. You can see that some pages are published, some are not published, but they have the option to be published at any time here on the right-hand side. You can also see when an item was last updated. You can click on this URL to go to the live version of that page in a new tab. And you can also click on its menu button on the right to add a subpage, access the page builder, page settings, or to delete that page. Clicking on the page title will take you directly to the page builder. As you can see, we've clicked on a page that is unpublished, as indicated by the red bar and the icon that has an eye with a line through it. It says this page is currently unpublished and not publicly accessible on your website. Starting from the top, you have your page title, whether or not it is publicly accessible, also indicated by the color of the bar at the top, which should be red, yellow, or green. A green bar indicates a published page. A yellow bar indicates a page that is currently published but has unpublished changes, and a red bar is an unpublished page. You'll also notice in this bar a desktop view, a tablet view, and a mobile view, which will allow you to view your page on different device sizes. And on the right side we have our Add Widget button, a Publish option, and a Settings option. Under Settings you can change your page settings, delete this page, or preview it if it's an unpublished page. This will open a preview of the page in a new tab. If we click on Page Settings, a pop-out will appear from the right-hand side of the page. This will allow us to edit the title of the page and the URL of the page. You also have the option to create a short URL or an alias for this page. An alias is what appears after your URL, so if you're doing a little bit of marketing and want to make it easier for people to access a specific page, then you can create a short URL. This allows you to put a short word or phrase associated with a page to make it easier to get to. Let's say you're doing some advertising for this page, but it's a sub-page under several tiers of pages that make the URL very long and convoluted. You don't want to make your users punch in that very long URL and type it out, possibly risking them not getting to the page at all. Let's use this page as an example. Even though the page title is The Process, it's a sub-page under Services and Website Design, so the whole URL after our domain is this long line of text. The short URL would allow us to assign a word or short phrase to be placed directly after our domain in the URL bar. For example, we can put process for this page. We'll click Update Page to save settings. Scroll back to our page as these changes are still unpublished. Publish our page. And now we should be able to go to our domain, which is nimblecms.com/process, and access this page quickly and easily. It will be automatically directed to its exact location, which is /services/website design/the process. Also within page settings, you have a description. This is important for your SEO or search engine optimization. Make sure that you have a relevant description. You can see that there is a progress bar for your amount of characters. We recommend between 115 and 160 characters for a description. Some clients might have a use for their website in using tags on pages, but this is not very common. Tags are most commonly used within the other widgets and modules of your website. Under Access, pages are public by default, but you also have the option to only allow access to members of specific groups. You can create groups on your website by allowing members of your organization, for example, board members, employees, or staff, to register for these groups. Once registered, in order to access any of these pages set to their group access, they will be forced to log in, which keeps this page secure from the public. Under Advanced Options, you'll see information like meta title, meta keywords. Under Advanced Options, you'll see meta title, meta keywords, and then the option for header and footer code. If you're working with a marketing company who may give you a Google tracking pixel, for example, they would request that you put that tracking pixel code either in the head or footer of your website. That is where you can place this code. Please only accept code from trusted marketing companies working directly with your organization. If you have any questions about code that someone is requesting to insert into your website, please don't hesitate to contact us to check the validity of this code. Under Design, you may notice multiple design options. This is referring to the layout of the page. Typically, you'll have a default design and a homepage design. The homepage design is referring to the layout and design of your homepage of your website. The default design is typically for all interior pages of your website. Once you've made any updates that you want to keep to your page settings, click the Update Page button at the bottom. You'll notice because our page was previously unpublished, the bar at the top remains red. All we have to do to publish this page is click Publish Now. Once Publish Now has been clicked and the bar is green, our page is live on our website. If at any time you want to take a page offline, just go to the top right gear icon and click Take Offline. This will unpublish the page, making it not accessible to the public. Within Page Builder, you have the option to edit most any widget on the page. If you hover over certain items, you'll see this toolbar that says click for tools to edit this widget. If we click on a widget, you'll see it highlights the widget that we're selecting, and we have the option to edit, resize, swap out, or delete a widget. If we click on the edit icon, an editor will appear from the right-hand side of the page. The publish and expire date are not required for any content item. You can edit your content here as with any word processor. Once you've completed making changes to your content item, make sure to click the Save Content button. It will automatically refresh the page and you can see the changes that you've made instantly. If you don't like the change that you made, all you have to do is click to edit again, remove the change that you made, and save your content again. Changes are made immediately, so as you work in the back end of the website, unless a page is unpublished, that information is being updated in live time on the actual website. Moving on to navigation under Page Management. On the Navigation Manager page, you'll see if you have multiple navigations. Most of the time you'll have about 4 navigations on your website, but some may have less or more than that. Typically, the navigation you'll be working with the most is the main navigation. If we click on its title, we have options to change information about the navigation itself. We can change the title if we want, give it a description that helps us know what or where this navigation is. You can change the type of the navigation from horizontal to vertical or mega menu. A horizontal navigation is one that runs horizontally across the page. A vertical navigation is one that runs vertically. For example, this Discover navigation here is a vertical navigation. A mega menu is typically used by clients who have a lot of services that they want displayed directly in the navigation of their website. For example, this client takes advantage of this mega menu, and the mega menu allows them to separate these categories so that it makes it easier for their clients to find what they're looking for. Again, once you make any changes to your navigation, click Update Navigation to save those changes. To edit the navigation itself, we'll go in this row from Main Navigation and click on Builder. On the Navigation Builder page, we can see all of the pages on our website as they have been built. Just because you've built your pages in the back end one way does not mean that you're restricted to that on the front end of your website. Your navigations are built completely independently of the pages on your website. So even though the services has a website design subpage, if we wanted to, we could have a hosting and support page with services as a subpage of that. You can more easily find a page that you're looking for by using the filter. To add a page, simply click the Add to Navigation for that item, and it will populate on the right side. Drag and drop to place it where you want, and indent slightly to make it a drop-down of that page. You may notice labels on the right-hand side. Most will be pages, but some might be external links or even headings. A heading allows you to put text within your navigation that is not clickable. We can click on the plus sign to see what's underneath this service's heading. To add a heading, click on Other Elements and then title your heading. Click Add Heading for it to populate on the right and drag and drop to where you want to place this heading. As mentioned previously, these changes you're making in the back end are happening in real time on the front end. If you'd like to add a link to somewhere other than your own website, you have that option under External Links. Simply give the link a title as you want it to appear in your navigation, paste the URL into this bar, and typically select Yes for open in a new window. This will open the link from your navigation in a new tab so that viewers are not directed away from your website. Once you've filled out the information, click Add External Link as with the pages or other elements, and drag and drop to where you'd like to place your link. You do have the option, however, to create a new navigation and swap it out for any existing navigation. When you edit an old article, you have the option to change the title, edit the content, add, change, or remove a thumbnail, add additional tags, and add any SEO keywords that you want to include. For tags, these act like categories within your blog pages, so you may want to include multiple tags to make it easier for your users to find specific articles. For instance, this article is about responsive design. I may want to include the tags design, responsive, and website. This will help our users find articles that pertain to design, responsive, and website. Once you've made any changes to your old article, you can click Update at the bottom left. We can see here on the left that any tags included in this article will be listed under the thumbnail or title on the left. To create a new article, click on New Article at the top under Blog Manager. Next, we'll give it a title. We'll give it some content. Once you're done adding your content, you have the option to add a thumbnail if you wish. We recommend using an image with a dimension of 300 by 300 pixels. The thumbnail will always appear as a square image, so if you're using a rather wide image, the sides will be cut off. Please take this into consideration when posting an image, but it will always be cropped down for you. Add tags related to your article and any SEO keywords that you want to include. Once you're done filling out all of the information for your article, simply click Create Article in the bottom left. As with any other widget, if you wish to delete an article, all you have to do is hit this trash can icon on the right. Deleting an article will permanently delete it from your blog, so please be careful in what you delete. Deleting any item within its manager will permanently delete that item, so please take that into consideration. Typically, the banner is going to be the first thing that a client or potential client sees when they visit your website, and you really want to wow them with a high-quality, beautiful photograph. Great photography in your banners can really set you apart from the competition. We recommend hiring a professional photographer locally to take photos of your business, or there are great stock photography services on the web that can help you find that perfect image that you're looking for. Great photography in your banners can mean the difference between clients just getting information from your website or clients getting information and enjoying their experience. If your business offers different industries and services, it may be beneficial to you to have a different banner on each page with photography relevant to that service. In order to edit a banner, all you have to do is click on this Edit button on the right. All of the slides will be listed here with an image thumbnail, a title and caption if there is one, a link if you want to add a clickable link to your banner, whether or not it is published, when it was last modified and by whom, and options to drag and drop to reorder, edit an individual banner, or delete that banner. To add a new image to that banner, click Add Slides. This will open up our file manager. Here's where you can upload all of your files that you can gain access to from your website at any time. You can create folders and subfolders to separate files and be as organized as you wish. If I go into the Banners folder, there will be several banners that have been uploaded in the past. If I decide that I want to add one of these to the home page, I can click to select it, and it will be added to this banner. If I want to change the title or caption or the link, I simply click on this Edit button on the right, where I have the option to change those things. You can also change the image of an existing banner if you wish by simply clicking its Edit button and then Change Image. If you edit a banner after it's been added, it will require that you add a title. Once you've added a title and are done editing that slide, you can click Update Slide. If you'd like to reorder your slides, simply click this green icon, drag and drop to reorder slides. To delete a slide, click on the Delete icon on the right. Within Banner Manager, if you'd like to delete an entire banner, you can do so by clicking on the Delete icon on the right. Please keep in mind that deleting any items within their manager will delete them permanently. After banners is Content. If you click on Content on the left, it will take you to the Content Manager. Here you can find all of the content items for your website. You can search by title or by content body. In the different columns, you'll see the content title, the beginning of the text that is contained within that content item, when it was last modified and by whom, as well as an edit and delete button. You can click on the content title or the edit button on the right to edit this content item. Within the content editor, you have all of the basic word editing tools. You can hover over any of the icons to reveal their purpose. If you are copying and pasting from Word, we recommend using this icon here. Simply copy your text from Word, click this button, and then paste what you've copied from Word into this box. This strips out all of the unnecessary code from Microsoft Word that may cause issues with text pasted directly into your website. You have the option to add a hyperlink, which is a very common thing within your website. All you have to do to add a hyperlink is type what you would like your button or link to say, click and drag to highlight your text. You can use this pop-up toolbar here to click your link button and paste in the URL, or browse your server if you would like to upload a PDF or image. If you would like for the link to open a new email to a specific address, you can change the link type to email and then simply enter the email address to which you would like this email sent. You can also add a subject and body that will be automatically added when the email is opened. Once you're done adding all of the information for your link, click OK, and when you click off of your text, you may notice it's underlined or that the color has changed, indicating that this is an active link. Another way to add a link within your text is by using buttons. This icon here, if clicked, will open a pop-up, and you have the option to pick Default, Danger, which typically displays red, Info, Primary, Success, which typically displays green, or a warning. These are all different looks for the buttons. You also have different types, which again typically pertain to the look and color of the button, and then the size, extra small, small, or large. Block level indicates whether you want the button to span the width of your content item, whether or not the button is active, whether or not the button is disabled, what you'd like the button to say, and to where you'd like the button to link. Click OK when you're done and you'll see your button is now displayed within your content. You can click this icon to drag your button around and move it around on your page. To edit a button, simply double click and change your text or link or information styling the button. Within content, you also have the option to include images, secure files, embed YouTube videos, tables, and also a few content organizing features such as collapsible menus, list groups, panels, and tabs. Under the Format tab, there are additional options for styling your content. Please keep in mind that headings are most used by screen readers for ADA compliance. Make sure that you're using your headings in descending order, always beginning your page with a heading 1 tag. Under the Review tab, we have a Find and Replace search function, and under the Other tab, you have a button to maximize your content viewing area, as well as the source code button. If you're not yet finished editing your content and want to come back to a draft later, you can click to Save Draft. This draft is specific to your logged in account, so next time you log in and come to this content item, it will display the draft that you're currently working on. You will have the option to abandon that draft, create a new draft, or manage other drafts. If you're ready to publish your content, simply click Publish Content. The last item under Content Management is Tags. Under the Tag Manager, you will see all the names of the tags you've created on your website, along with how many items are tagged with that specific one. On the right, you have the option to edit a tag, which will change the name of it throughout the website, or delete a tag. In the User Manager, you can see users who have registered on the website. In the different columns, you can see their name and email, an address if they have provided one, the groups in which they are listed, when they were last modified, as well as options to edit or disable this user. Disabling this user will prevent them from logging in. Up top under User Manager, you can see you have the option to add a new user. You can export the user list to a CSV file, view disabled users, and view blacklisted users. To add a new user, click on New User and fill out their information. The only required information is first and last name and email. Once you're done, click Create User. You can see the user listed that we just added. To disable this user, we click on the Disable User button. You will get a notice saying that disabling this user will revoke all access to the account, but will not remove the user from your system. You can click to disable if that is your wish. After disabling a user, you'll see that they're removed from this list of users and moved to the disabled users. If you would like to grant access to a disabled user again, simply click the Reactivate User button. If you have any blacklisted users, they will show up under your blacklist. These are users who have attempted to log into your website too many times and their IP has been blacklisted. The blacklist is to prevent illegitimate users from attempting to gain access to your website. After too many failed login attempts, users will be added to the blacklist. You have the option to remove them from the blacklist if they are a legitimate user who has simply forgotten their password. If you're adding a new user to which you'd like to add the administrator role to give them access to make changes to your website, navigate to Roles in the left-hand menu. Under the roles, you'll see Administrator, Registered User, CMS Administrator, and possibly some additional roles if they have been created. Administrator is the most common role for making edits to the website. This gives complete administrative access to making changes on the website. To give a user a specific role, simply click on the green icon within that row. A box will pop up on the right for adding users to Administrator. Begin typing the name of the user to which you'd like to give administrative roles. Click on their name and continue to type the names of other users and select them until you've completed the list of users to which you'd like to add the administrator role. Once done, click Add Administrator to Users, and that user will have been granted this role. You can see their name now under Users. If you would like to remove a user from a specific role, simply click on this Options drop-down on the right, Remove Users, and then select the user that you would like to remove. The first item under Modules is Calendar. If we click on the calendar, we can see a few test events that we've added so far. It will display a full-size calendar on the right. On the left, you'll notice a list called Calendars. It will tell you the number of calendars that you have, allow you to click to change the color of different calendars, as well as click on the right to edit the calendar name, to view the events only related to that calendar, or to delete that calendar, which in turn will delete all of its events. I like to think of calendars more like categories. You can have all of your categories for different events here and add them to this master calendar on the right. You can also create pages dedicated to only one or a few of these items. If you'd like to create a new category, simply click on New Calendar, type in the name of your new calendar, and create. You can click to change the calendar color and choose to select it. Next, to add an event to your calendar, select the calendar or category that you would like to add to the calendar. Then click on the date and fill out the information. The Where section works with Google Maps to create a mini map of this location in the event details. When you click on this event on the full-size calendar, it will bring up event details, including this mini map. Select the start and end date and time, or whether it's an all-day event. You can have it repeat weekly, monthly, or yearly. We'll say repeat weekly every 2 weeks on Thursday until March the 22nd. You can allow registration for events if you would like to know who will be attending specific events. Set this to yes and whether or not you would like to enable payments. If you have Stripe set up on your website, you can start taking payments through the calendar events. If you're taking payments for this event through another service online, you can simply post a link to that page in the details. Include an organizer name, phone, and email so that people registering or attending this event will know who to contact if they have questions. In details, you can include any additional information about this event that users might need to know before attending. Once done, click Create Event. After you create your event, it should show up on the calendar on the right. If you have a lot of events populating your calendar, it may take a few moments for them to show up. To edit an event, you can click on that item on the calendar. If it's a recurring event, it will ask you if you want to edit only the event you've selected or all related events. You can change any information about the event that may be incorrect or updated, and then update your event. If you would like to remove an event completely from your calendar, simply click to select that event, whether or not it's only one occasion or all occasions, and then in the top right, click Delete Event. In order to let users know when your events are, you have several different options. First, let's create a full calendar page. On the left, we click Pages, New Page, and Calendar. Here we can select the different events that we want to show. If we only want to create a board meeting calendar only for board members, we select Board Meeting, save, and then give our page a title. Type in a description for your page, select your page design type, and then create page. Next under modules is classifieds. We have several clients who use this for its intended purpose and several clients who have found a use for this outside of its intended purpose. One example are banks who have bank-owned properties. Under your Classifieds Manager, you'll need to start with adding locations. As long as you have at least one location, you can begin adding properties. It's a good idea to go ahead and add all of the locations that you think you'll need before adding listings. After you're done adding your locations, click on the Listings button to go back to your Listings Manager. You can edit any existing items by clicking on their Edit button on the right, and you can also add a photo gallery to any items by clicking on this camera icon. To create a new listing, we click on this button at the top, give it a title, a location, and details. You don't have to include any of this other information, but it's recommended that you do if you have this information on hand. You can set an expiration date if you wish for this item to go offline at a certain time. Categories help with filtering out and searching for specific items on your classifieds page. Lastly, give your item a contact name, email, and phone number so users know who to contact if they're interested in this item. Once you're done adding information about this item, click Create New Listing. If you'd like to create a photo gallery, click on the camera icon in that row. Click New Gallery at the top, give it a title, select the gallery style, and then Add Photos. From here, it opens the File Manager where all your files are located. So browse through to find a good place to upload a file or select a file that you have already uploaded. After you've selected the photo, it will give a preview of the gallery. You can add more photos if you wish, but by default the first photo added will be the thumbnail. Lastly, we'll create our gallery. Click out of the viewer on the right, and let's create a classifieds page. Click on Pages on the left, and then New Page, and then Classifieds. Here I'll select all of the tags available in Classifieds in order to have them populated fully. Click your Next button, and then give your page a title. Give your page a description, and select the page design. By default, the page is unpublished, but we can see the preview here. We have our computer with our thumbnail, the price, location, and when it was posted. We have the option to view more details about this as well. On the left, users will be able to search by title, listing content, location, or by category. To publish this page, click Publish Now. If you would like to view the page live, you can click in the top right and go to Live. Next under Modules is Directory. As with most Nimble modules, it's pretty self-explanatory. In the top left we can add a new listing, and on the left we see different sections of the directory entry. Under General, we can set the entry to active or inactive in case you want it to be temporarily hidden and don't want to delete the entry. On the right you can select if it's an individual or if it's a business. Then you can assign different tags to each directory entry, which usually are the different areas of your organization. Once you've finished adding your tags, you can move on to basic demographics on the left. Again, you don't have to fill out all of this information, but the first and last name, of course, are encouraged. After entering your basic demographics, you can add a profile photo if you wish. We'll use this one as an example. Next, location, if you want to add a specific location for this employee or business. A biography, if you want to add additional details about this person. Their education, awards, honors, and publication, or their medical background. Once you're done, click Create Entry. Next under Modules are Feeds. On the Feeds page, we can see any existing feeds that we've created, along with their information, entry limit, title, author, etc. You can edit any existing feeds by clicking on this Edit button on the right, or create a new feed by clicking on New Feed at the top. We'll give our feed a title, tell it what type of feed, whether Facebook or RSS. Enter or paste in the rest of our Facebook page URL. Click on the right to verify your feed, which will show a preview below. You can set the entry limit, as well as select whether or not to show the thumbnail, author, title, summary, or date. And you can also limit the characters within the title. After you've changed your settings, click Create Feed. Your new feed will appear at the top, along with all of its settings. To add this feed to a page, simply navigate to the page where you'd like to add your feed. Click Add Widget in the top right, Feed, and then select the Facebook feed. We'll see our feed is automatically added to the bottom with a full width of 12. If we'd like to resize this, as with any other widget on a blank page, we can click to resize and then just drag until we achieve the width we'd like. After feeds is forms. Forms are a great way to collect information from users on your website. Here in Form Manager, we can see all of the existing forms. We have the option to edit their builder, check submissions, delete the form, or change information about the form itself. We can also see how many submissions there are, the recipients, as well as when it was last modified. To create a new form, we'll click on New Form, give it a title, a description, a confirmation message which will display after they have hit Submit on the form. If you would like to direct users to a specific page after they submitted a form, you can give it confirmation URL. It's a good idea to add recipients to your form so that someone gets a notification once a form has been submitted. Select Yes from the drop-down, and then add as many email recipients as you would like for each form. You can select to include a response detail in the email. We recommend not collecting sensitive information such as social security numbers through your website. This will prompt a reminder that email is not secure. Including a response detail in the email will include all question and answers field submitted through this form. You can select to enable a payment plan for this form if you wish. If you don't have Stripe set up, you can leave that set to no. It's in your best interest to set this to yes. Once you're done filling out your settings, click Create New Form. After you create your form, you'll be taken immediately to the form builder. On the left, you have all of your field options, and on the right, a preview of your form. We'll click to create a short answer. For the label, type in what you want the question to be. You can add a placeholder if needed. This will display inside of the text box, but most of the time you won't need a placeholder. You can select whether or not this question is required, whether or not it's encrypted. If you select to encrypt a question, this means when the form is submitted that this question and answer field will not be displayed in the form attached to the email. You will have to log in to view this submission. Next, you can set the field width. If you've spoken to us about your website design, you may have heard us talk about responsive design. All websites are now being produced upon the 12-column grid of responsive design. If you're unfamiliar with responsive design, simply picture 12 columns going across the width of your website. Each item on the page takes up a certain number of those 12 columns to fill a specific width of the page. So for instance, if you have one item that you want to span the entire width of the page, that would be 12 columns. On the other hand, if you want two items to be next to each other, you could do 6 and 6, or 4 and 8, or you could have 3 sets of 4, 4 sets of 3, and so on. As long as your items end up adding up to 12. I'm going to select 6 Save field, and it will display on the right. Next, I'm going to add a last name, whether or not it's required, and the field width. You may want to collect an email address, and it's a good idea to get a phone number as well. Though you might not want to require it, some people don't like giving out their phone number. Now we can add a short answer for a subject. This will give us an idea about what their message is pertaining to. And then a long answer. Checkboxes, radio buttons, and drop-down lists are very similar in their construction. If we want to create a checkbox question, we can give an example. Fill out all of your options, save your field, and you'll see the new checkbox question at the bottom. To edit any existing fields, all you have to do is click, change, and save. If you would like to add instructions or text to your form, click on the Instructions or Text button. You can include any text, images, or videos that you might need to include with this form. It works as the basic content editing tool. Save your field once you're done, and to reorder any questions, all you have to do is drag and drop. As with all of the other modules and widgets, changes are live as you make them to your form. To add your form to a page, navigate to Pages, and find the page on which you'd like to add your form. In the top right, you can add widget, select form, and then the form that we've just created. This will by default span 12 columns of the page. We can resize it if we wish. For example, I will set this one to 6 and change this content to 6 as well. If we refresh our page, then the items will stack next to each other. To delete our form from a page, simply click and delete. Lastly, in Nimble modules are galleries. Within the Gallery Manager, we see one photo gallery, which is the computer for sale, which we added to our classifieds earlier. All photo galleries can be seen here and edited here. To create a new gallery, click New Gallery at the top. Give your gallery a title, select the style, and then add photos. For now, we'll select images that have already been uploaded. Once you're done adding all of the photos to your gallery, click Create Gallery. You'll see your new gallery pop up here, where you can edit or delete it. To add it to a page, go to Pages, navigate to the page where you'd like to add your photo gallery, add widget, photo gallery, and then the gallery that we've created. If we preview our page, we'll be able to interact with our gallery. You can add a title and description for each photo if you wish. Lastly, we have payments. As mentioned before, we use Stripe as a third-party payment processor on the website. It integrates seamlessly with Nimble software to accept payments through your website's forms. Let's create a new payment plan. Give it a title and description. If you want to set the amount to a specific dollar amount, you can, or you can click to allow the amount to be entered on the payment form by the customer. This is most common in donation forms. The processor will always be Stripe. Once done, click Create Payment Plan. Now that our payment plan has been created, we can go to Forms. Let's say, for instance, that the sponsorship form is going to be taking donations. We click to edit this form, scroll down to Payments, and select Yes. Next, we'll select which payment plan it is, select Donation, and then Update Form. Now we can create a page for this form. Go to Pages, New Page, Blank Page, and we'll call this Sponsorship. Create Page, Add Widget, Form, and Sponsorship. And at the bottom, our payment portion of our form, which comes from Stripe. Here users can provide their cardholder name, email address, the amount they'd like to donate, and then their credit card information. At the very bottom, as we set this to recurring, they can select how often they want this to be a recurring payment. If you have any questions about how Stripe works or how you can take payments through your website, please contact us and we'll be happy to tell you more. So that's the basic Nimble 2.0 walkthrough. Typically when users log in, they'll either be working within recently updated content items, going to Content and searching for a recently updated content item, or going to Pages to find a specific content item. Let's say, for instance, I want to edit the Features page. I'll go to Pages, and I can search for my page fast and easy in the top right. Click on Features, and on the Features page, click to edit the content item. Once you're done editing your content item, click Save Content at the bottom, and it's live right away. Whatever is easiest for you, you can decide to edit content through Pages or through the Content Manager. Keep in mind that if you have pages dedicated to modules, such as document centers, blogs, classifieds, directories, or calendars, that these items will need to be edited within their manager. We find that our clients love using Nimble 2.0 and feel it is very user-friendly. If you want more information or training using individual modules, you can check out our videos page at nimblecms.com/videos. If you have other questions about your website, please let us know and we'll be happy to help. We are constantly upgrading Nimble and its functionality and hope to make it even better for you and your organization. Thank you for watching the Nimble 2.0 basic training video, and have fun editing your website.